Betty Rock, does the name Lonnie Frisbee mean anything to you?
Not really.
Well, it didn't to me either until I saw the new Erwin Brothers film, Jesus Revolution. It's that one that's like faith-based, and it's not the usual like faith-based film. Yes, it's a movie that tells the faith story of Pastor Greg Laurie after meeting this hippie preacher named Lonnie Frisbee. And what's cool is it's kind of all true. It was set in the 60s and 70s during the Jesus movement. And I'm telling you, Rock, you would absolutely love the soundtrack. It's really good. Your dad raised you on that stuff.
What did you like about the movie?
I like that the movie's about a guy searching for identity and inclusion and truth. And even though it's set in the 70s, man, it's exactly what people are looking for today. And the answer is Jesus. It's the same then as it is now. And I also really liked that it didn't paint a perfect picture of the church either.
Really?
Yeah, like it showed men's egos kind of getting in the way of God, and it showed the intolerance of people inside of faith. But it also showed that despite that, if we just get out of the way, revival is possible.
So what did you not like about the movie?
That I wasn't in it. Like that bothered me a little bit. I got to tell you, the Irwins, they cast Kelsey Grammer, and he's great. They got Jesus from The Chosen. I mean, that's a great get, but they could have had me for a whole lot less. But in the end, man, I really thought it was a great movie.
Well, if you want to check it out and hopefully enjoy it as much as Wally did, it opens in theaters on February 22nd.
Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast, all the stuff we did not get to during the course of the show today. And so Betty Rock is going to do all the heavy lifting today.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if she was like, you know what, you just need to stop. You're not doing this well. Or if she wants to take over the show. I'm not 100% sure. But she's doing both of the stories today for us. So
read into it what you will.
I'm going to bet on domination and like
You
taking
always
over
do.
the show. I never trust anybody.
Of course.
Yeah.
On with my first story.
Least of all you.
So I think we talked about Netflix and how they were doing this crackdown on sharing passwords and how they were going to make it where you had to watch Netflix at least once every 31 days, connect to your home Wi-Fi through your phone or through your laptop, and that was going to connect like with a trusted source or whatever. It was going to be like hoops that we just have to keep jumping through so that we're not sharing our passwords with too many people.
And they've been hinting at this for over a year. They had tested it in other markets, and they were like, okay, we're going to do this. And then finally, when they put the email out, everyone obviously freaked out, like myself included. I'm like, come on,
Yeah, you
man.
said you were gonna drop them.
Yes, I did say that. And
See, you've already forgotten that you said that.
I know. That's what they're banking on. They're passionate for a minute, and they're like, I really want to see that documentary.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now Netflix is saying, oopsie poopsies, we didn't mean that. That's not what we meant. A spokesperson said that the article was published in error and that its contents were only supposed to apply to users in Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru.
That's a
They
lie.
were going to be
Yeah.
the test dummies for this new crackdown on passwords.
They've said that, though. They've said that they were already testing it in those markets like a year ago. Like they said they were already experimenting with that. So there's no way. What happened was people were like, absolutely not. People like me, good, solid Americans, were like, I'm not going to put up with this, and I will boycott this, and I will drop you. And they were like, oh, my goodness, we're going to have to do something about this.
Well, and this article also says that everyone hates them now in Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru.
Of course.
Because they're singled out.
That they are canceling their memberships.
Yeah.
But they'll get you right back in again. You know, they'll have some documentary that you want to see, and you're like, well.
I'll tell you, I cannot take enough credit for this. I think this was our work. I think we did this by pressuring Netflix into saying that it was all a mistake because of the juggernaut that we have on this show. Like the three people that listen to the Aftercast were like, no, we're done. We're not gonna subject
They got
ourselves to
scared.
this. They are smart with the whole streaming thing. In that what they'll do is they'll come up with some new show and they'll promote it, and you'll want to see that new show and you'll want to binge it, or you'll want to see 8 episodes, and then you're like, oh, that was all right, that was pretty good, and you just forget to like get rid of it. That happened.
Right.
Amazon Prime was that way for me. Netflix was that way for me. And then I've stayed with both of those for all of these years.
And that's what they're counting on, is that you forget that you even have a subscription, and they just keep taking the money out of your account, and you are no wiser.
I would be really curious to see if they ever try the password crackdown with us here in America. I just don't see it going well for them, and they've already struggled enough lately. So it'll be interesting to see if they'll really come back around.
If they do, I will let you know, and
Please.
I will hold you to
Canceling.
Okay, you know what? But at least this is better
Nope.
than all the celebrities. No, that's fine. Like, okay, you'll cancel it for me. That's fine. But I love when all the celebrities, when politics don't go their way, and like, I'm moving to Canada. I want to compile a list of every celebrity that's like, I'm moving to Canada, and then buy them tickets. And like, you said you're moving to Canada, you have to be a man or a woman of your word. You're leaving now. Just like this, you need a friend to hold you accountable. And so we should hold them accountable and help them move to Canada when they are not happy. But yes, you're right. I should cancel my Netflix.
Yes.
I've said I'll sell my Disney stock when it gets back to 170 because I'm not thrilled with some of their decisions. But then Iger is kind of taking things back. And going backwards. It'll be real interesting. So my caveat to that, this was when Chapek ran it, that I'm like, if it gets back to 170, I'll sell it all. But now Iger, if he like rolls things back and some of the crazy liberal stuff that they were doing, if he rolls some of that back, then I'll stay in. But if he just furthers that, then I swear to you, I'll sell it when it gets to that point. I will. That's retirement money for me too. I'm taking this really seriously.
My next story is there were an article of 10 online etiquette rules, and I want to see if you follow some of these things or if you agree that they are not good etiquette.
Okay.
The first one is if someone sends you a meme that you've already seen, what do you do?
Oh, I just laugh at it and I'm like, oh, that's really funny. That's awesome. I don't say, oh, so-and-so already sent this to me or I've already seen this, because I don't want to make them feel bad and they don't know I've already seen it. So I just go, ha, that's really funny, or something like that.
Gavin?
Or these days I just hit the, click on it, hold it down and do the laughing emoji to the GIF or the meme or whatever, most of the time, because that's what most people will do to me. So I acknowledge that I'm laughing at it. But for me, at least personally, like the friends that I have, we send a lot of memes and stuff back and forth. And so it's not this grandiose thing that I'm like, oh my gosh, you're trying to make me laugh. I'm like, oh, we just casually hit send on like 10 every day, basically.
Wally, if you sent something funny to Gavin and all he did was ha it, would that offend you?
No, I'd be okay with that. That's fine.
Like, I don't think there's a lot of expectation on our texting lives.
No.
We see each other every day. I
feel pressure. Like last night, Betty was sending me TikToks, and they were really funny. And so I felt pressure to like have to comment on them. I don't know. I do. That's what I do. I like you saw like my responses. So I'm sitting there watching TV. Like I'm in bed. Like it's like almost 9 o'clock. It's almost bedtime. And I'm like, okay, I got to think of something funny to say. So I feel the pressure to comment back. Do I not have to comment back?
No.
Really? See, that's online etiquette. To me, if I send something to somebody, they should be like, ha, or hey, that was funny, or say something funny about it. If they don't, then I'm like, did they get it? What's wrong with them?
This is like the equivalent of like senior citizens always saying something. Like they're always putting okay. They don't just do a thumbs up emoji or just a like emoji.
Sure.
They're just... That's you.
Well, this takes a lot of pressure off of me because I'm always thinking I got to say something funny back to you in response to the meme.
Pressure's off.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot of pressure. Okay, that's good to know.
Wow. Well, part of this article, it does say that you should whatever they send, even if you have seen it before. But it's just to not be rude, but to be kind. Another one was deep likes are creepy. So
what is that?
Deep likes are like when you go into what someone has posted maybe 5-6 years ago, and you like something of theirs. Like you like a photo from 2005.
People that
it comes across as creepy.
Yes,
Stalking.
I could totally see that, especially if it's like you at the beach. You're like, oh gosh, why? What in the world? Okay.
This one is you should unfollow your friends' exes out of solidarity.
Absolutely.
You agree?
100%.
100%.
What if you're friends with them?
Doesn't matter. They're dead to you.
What if something happened between Greg and Molly?
Yes.
Whoa.
Out of solidarity, I've got to go with Greg, and she's dead to me.
Well, that's
but
fine, though.
But you get along better with Molly than you do Greg.
No, I get along differently with Molly. Now, that said, if Greg messed up, then that's like let's say there's an infidelity, okay? Because I've had that happen to me with friends of mine. And I, in all seriousness, like I went to this guy and was like, look, dude, like this is not acceptable. This is not good. You know what you did, and I had a heart-to-heart with him, and I remained friends with her because he wasn't like even remotely like, yeah, you're right, he was unapologetic.
But if both sides are being like, no, it wasn't my fault, it was their fault, then how do you determine?
I gotta go bro code. I gotta go bro code. Because then my wife will still be on her side, and then my wife and I are gonna have problems, and so... Then I'm going to be mad at them for getting into my marriage, you know.
One of these is, and this is not so much online as it is, I think, a millennial or a Gen Zer situation. Never FaceTime someone out of the blue. You have to ask first.
Oh, I had a weird situation. Totally creepy. Okay, so I was looking. My daughter.
You FaceTime.
Yeah, I messed up. Okay, so my daughter was in Orlando, and we're looking for a place for her to live, and so we found this condo, and I went to call the realtor about it, and the weirdest thing happened on my phone. I don't know what it was. It didn't look normal. It didn't look like it's not just ringing like a normal thing, and so it was like FaceTime, and I'm thinking, wait, is she FaceTiming me? And so I hit it. And all of a sudden, I'm FaceTiming her. And I've never met this woman in my life. I've only texted with her once. And so I'm FaceTiming some old lady realtor, like super creepy guy. And she's like, oh, I saw her put her camera down.
Answered.
Yeah. And she like put her like hand over her camera. She's like, I'm really shy. I'm like, I didn't mean to FaceTime
that is
you.
super awkward. She should have just not answered.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
why did she answer?
Because she's a realtor.
Why didn't you
I should have
up?
No, I should have thrown my phone in the garbage disposal. You're absolutely right. I should have just flicked it on. No, but it was one of the creepiest things. And then it got even more creepy when I'm trying to explain to her that I'm not creepy. It's kind of like trying to explain to someone you're not a racist. You sound like more of a racist. Exact same thing. When you try to say that you're not like a creeper, you come across more like a creeper.
But that situation is very applicable, like, and it sounds incredibly awkward. That's how most general, like, Gen Zers feel about even if their mom or dad or just a general person that they're friends with tried to FaceTime them. That's our level of freaking out to one that you appropriately are freaking out.
Right.
To.
Like I will always, with FaceTime, I'll say, hey, I'll text, hey, do you want to jump on FaceTime real quick? Even with my daughter. You know, I'll usually do that.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, we'll just surprise FaceTime her to see what's going on.
And lastly, if you like a comment on someone's post, like the post too. So
that makes no sense to me. Like, it's just a world I'm not in.
They're saying that if you like the comment someone left on your friend's post, you're saying the comment was funnier or better than the actual post.
The nuances of social media with like people that are into it, I just don't understand. Like my wife, like Molly, her daughter will post a bunch of stuff. And Marty, when she goes through it, has to like it because then Molly will ask her, oh, did you see Lily's picture? Did you like it or whatever? And so she has to like everything. Like, again, I don't understand this. It's a world I'm not in.
Yeah, that's a bit.
And like all the social cues of what it says or what it doesn't say when you like a post. Do you like your friend's post typically? Or do you just not do that, Rock?
I just don't do that.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can get it can be a slippery slope if you start liking everything and anything. Then what's that friendship?
Yeah, and your likes don't mean anything at that point.
No.
If you just like everything, like if you like, then like it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
Oh, there you go. Well, there's your etiquette. Hopefully you're better off now. What do you got for birthdays?
All right, we've got one.
All
Pat to his wife, Melanie. It's their anniversary today, 24 years.
Nice.
Happy anniversary.
Congratulations.
Said it's been a great 24 years. Christ has truly blessed us. Let's see. We've got a question, and it is from... Hold on.
I'm waiting. It better be great.
Okay, Scott. Scott wants to know, what do we each see ourselves doing in retirement?
Oh.
Wally, you're closer than any of us.
Dying. Boy, like traveling, because I love traveling. I'm trying to do more traveling this year too. I'm ramping it up. I'm pre-retired, and so I'm like, I'm getting all of this in. Like we even booked a trip that my daughter thought she was going on. She's not going. Like, so that's pretty great. But I'll never not work. You know, I'll constantly be building things, or like I want to consult radio stuff. Like and work with other radio shows. So even though I'm retired, like from being on the air and getting up at ungodly hours, I'll still always be doing something because I would go nuts otherwise.
Yeah.
What about you, Rock? Volunteering at an old folks home?
No. But she would be retired though.
Yeah, I would be retired.
She'd still be young though. She'd be the youngest old folk
retired.
there.
I think what I would do is I would be a foster parent for
cats.
Yes,
it's a good idea.
I would pick up some different like hobbies, like learning how to sew or making something. I would really like to revamp, or what's the word, furniture?
Renovate. Oh, whoa.
Like buy
refurbish?
old, yeah,
Refurbish,
buy old furniture from Goodwill and like
You could do that now. You don't have to wait till
I need a
retirement.
garage.
Oh, that's true.
You
I
can go
do
to
that.
Wally's garage.
No.
No, I'd have to see him.
Shot down.
And then I think I would like have a very intricate bird sanctuary. Like what I'm talking about, I sound like a crazy
You
old
do
lady.
sound like a crazy old
But
lady.
I really I used to have a bird feeder. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah.
But I just really enjoy the birds. And so I would be that lady that's like, oh, she has a lot of cats and she watches birds and she crafts a lot.
But she's happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And eat a lot of Chick-fil-A.
I made a bird feeder for my wife with a camera on it so she could see birds. And I got so far into it. Like I kept every
we
day.
know.
Do you remember? Like every
because
day.
you would get a notification on your phone and you would let it interrupt a conversation.
Yeah,
You did.
And I would like save those
Look, I
videos.
have a little cardinal.
I have videos of birds on my phone now for whatever
Delete
reason.
them.
Yeah, Bluey, he was so cute, the blue jay. You know, like it just it was I get it, but I get and I hate birds. That's the funny thing. I don't like birds. I think they're a horrible pet. And so I actually found myself getting into that. Gavin?
I think that I would like to work. I've had this plan for like 10 years now. Is I want to work on an orchard someday.
Really?
Because there was
Like
one,
apple or orange?
I would
or-
go apple orchard.
Okay.
There was one near our school back at college, and just I feel like there's a lot of peace there, a lot of apple cider donuts available.
those are
'cause
good.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
at that point in my retirement, I can just chill and cokes on those donuts and some coffee
Good for
every
you.
morning. Just walk my fields every day.
Yeah.
That would be my plan.
Boy, and there's where I'm going to harsh Gavin's mellow. That sounds great. 45 years from now.
Exactly.
50 years from now. You got a whole other lifetime till you get
This
there.
question is unapplicable. That will hopefully change. I don't know if I'll make
You're
it.
so far away from that.
Yeah.
Like I remember being you and being like, one day when I retire, like it seemed like a billion years away, and now I'm like, that could be next week.
Yeah.
Like
I have
it's so
zero.
great.
There's zero looking. I have no looking forward to retirement.
Yeah.
I think you can look forward. to
It's
retirement.
it's in my field of view now,
Exactly.
where I'm like, oh, I could see this happening in 5 years or so.
I'm kids away, grandkids away. Probably I've got to go through having a kid, paying for college. Maybe like I've got so many life steps to even get close to the field of vision.
Oh yeah. But one day you'll want a golf cart in a community, and it's going to be the best.
I will golf.
Yeah,
I will golf every day.
exactly. See, it's going to be the best.
It's going to be so good.
You just got to work harder and get there earlier. Just retire at 40.
There
Come
you
up
go.
with something. Do something
Retire at
that makes
40.
you rich.
I need to invent something.
Yeah, you need to get out of here. That's for sure, because this is a black hole.
Yay.
All right. That's going to do it for your Aftercast. And as always, thanks for being a potty.